Hey everybody, and welcome to our BB19 live feed spoiler show, but that is kind of an addendum because there's not a ton of live feed spoilers to talk about. So here's what we're gonna do. We're obviously talking Big Brother. This is mainly going to be a Big Brother show, and I want your guys' input from the chat room if there's more specific things that you want us to talk about, but it's also going to be more loosey, more goosey, a little bit like a hangout show as well. But we're focusing mainly on, only Big Brother, but who knows if we'll go off track, is what I'm saying, like this part right here. But I have a lot to tell you guys about. So first, let me say, if you want to see any of our shows back, they're all over at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB19. You can read our blogs, get flashback times you can link to from that page. Of course, you could always just go to yourrealityrecaps.com/BB19 flashbacks, but you can get to everything on /BB19. Our spoiler graphics, which is at BB19 spoilers. Again, you can also just click on and get right there from the BB19 page. Everything is over there, including, if you missed it, Mashup Show. The Mashup Show has been posted. It is live now. So here's the deal on the Mashup Show. Here's the deal. It took like 2 weeks to do. Okay? And that's amazing, and I loved it. It brought me back to like old times. I don't want to ruin any surprises for anybody, so I'm not really going to talk about it. You just need to go and experience it for yourself. But if you like it on YouTube, the same with all of our shows, give it a thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, leave a nice comment, share it with your friends. I'm not going to say I'm holding another one hostage, but here's the deal. Since it took so much time to do, I'll do more of them if you guys are like interested. If they get a lot of likes or shares or comments and stuff like that, and I see you guys are really interested in them, 100% I'll do more. But I feel like something that's so time consuming, if everybody's really not that into it, I feel like you guys would all rather me just do more shows. So I'm leaving it up to you whether I do more of them or not. Of course, when Big Brother ends, we can probably do more of them. But, you know, for now, it's in your court is what I'm saying. But check it out. It is very funny. I don't want to ruin any spoilers, so I'm not going to talk any more about it. But I will say also, if you guys want your 24/7 live feed updates, they're over at BB19 live feed on Twitter 24/7. Of course, I'm pretty sure you guys know, I feel you all have the feeds, but somebody asked me the other day, how do we get the feeds from you? yourrealityrecaps.com/BB19 feeds. I don't know why you wouldn't know that, but if you don't, now you do. Almost lastly, if you are watching this back on our spoilers page, because again, these shows don't get their own blog posts. They're in the playlist on the top of the spoilers page. This show, that's where it'll be. You're going to want to become a fan on YouNow so you can watch us do them live at yourrealityrecaps.com/YouNow. Just become a fan there. Totally free. Watch the show live. Hang out in the chat. Now look, here's the deal. Here's what we're doing up until finale night. For the '1 fan on each show, we are giving away the signed POV from tons of Big Brother players, from Nicole to Johnny Mac, Jojo, Victor, so many, countless names have signed this. So all you need to do to be entered to win it is be the #1 fan on every time we go live on Reality Recaps. From now until finale night, I'm putting all the names behind me, and then on finale night, I'll take them all down, put them in a bowl, we'll pick out the winner of the winner. So currently, Maximus Mom, congratulations, you're the winner. And I heard yesterday on Amy's show, Tara from Long Island, you were the #1 fan. So, boop, Tara, now you're on the board from Amy's show. And speaking of Amy's show, I will also say the fan call-in shows that now happen every Friday, hosted by Dance and Amy, when she's not busy updating the trash draft and overseeing the live feed updaters. Now she's taking your calls live. I know a lot of you have said you want to watch them back or you missed them. If you want to watch them back, you can subscribe in YouNow. That way you can watch all of our YouNow shows back. Or, starting next week, they will be on the website starting next week. I Love Amy's show, too. It is so good. I love that you guys get to call in and talk. It is the best. So, they'll start being on the website starting next week. Okay, now lastly to tell you, if you want to help support our shows, become a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways each week, special shows each week just for patrons. And this season, when house guests come on the show, we do after shows in the patron group just for you guys. Of course, you can always do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. That also helps us do everything that we're doing going forward. And of course, we have a lot planned for after Big Brother. So, become patrons, support us anyway, share the shows, comment, thumbs up, subscribe places, leave nice reviews on iTunes. Those are great free ways to, help support our shows too. We need you all to help us keep going. Now, I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't know how I could forget anything because I have a wonderful memory, but I feel like that there is something that I am forgetting. Oh wait, no, how could I possibly forget? Of course, chat room. It's Lindsay's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lindsay. No, we didn't forget. How could we forget? Because you remind us every day. We were waiting for the show. So happy birthday, Lindsay. Lindsay helps out a lot behind the scenes too, on stuff, very much the way, Becca blogs and everything that Amy does, and Miranda with her amazing blog posts, where we're not allowed to talk about them. Ashley helps with flashback times, all the live feed updaters. Steffi also helps a lot too with stuff. See, I go back and forth. I can't handle it when your name is different. So whatever, I switch because I'm crazy. But anyway, thank you, Lindsay, for always helping with stuff, and happy birthday to you. Now, what Lindsay I'm sure would love is if everybody nonstop tweeted her about it. I'm going to start right now. Boom. I just tweeted her. Happy birthday. So yes, so those are our fun, those are our announcements. Now we need to talk about Big Brother and what you guys all want to talk about in the chat room. So give me like 5 minutes is pretty much all we need to get caught up on the current spoilers of the house, and then I'm going to talk about what you guys want me to talk about in the chat room. So when we last left off, those slippery wieners were slipping on wieners in the backyard. Another competition that Paul did well on his season. Remember when he was the cat? Remember when they were cats and they had to run around the backyard and he was and hanging, hang, and he did well. He was like a little hanger. So, I wasn't surprised that Paul could have done well, but of course Paul threw it. Paul wanted no part of winning that challenge. So I don't think it should come as any surprise to anybody that, well, here was what was the surprise. I think Matt was one of the first 3 people to fall, as was Kevin. I'm not surprised that Kevin fell quickly, but Matt falling so quickly really did surprise me, which was not the first thing that surprised me about Matt in that HOH comp. More on that in a minute. I was surprised how long Raven managed to hold on for. Of course, Christmas couldn't compete. She was HOH, but if she wasn't HOH, she wouldn't have been able to compete anyway. Paul Raven fell almost instantly. Technically, Paul fell first, then Raven went right after. So then it was down to like Alex and Jason and a pissed off Matt. Oh my God, you guys. I have never seen Matt so snotty. So he was literally pissed that Alex would not throw it to Jason or Jason would not throw it to Alex. He was just like, what is the problem? I don't understand what are we doing out here? Come on, what are we doing? Are you just being serious? Like, and he was legit pissed. And granted, he just got 2 votes against him and they did not understand where the votes came from. So I get he was taking out his tension over the votes. And sure, I see Matt was hungry. He wanted to go inside from Steph Wizza. I don't care. We're playing HOH, Matt. You fell down, sit your hot little ass down, and you wait. Us people that are able to stand, that's how difficult the competition was, stand. Those of us who can stand are still playing. So you're going to need to relax, okay, buddy? It was just I didn't like it. I did not like Matt's attitude. He needed cereal, says Summer. Yeah, he needed something. And he's hot, but he has the worst last ever. Yes, he does have the worst last ever. That was crazy, very strange. It was a comp. I know. Like, I can see if, like, oh my God, it was something else, but, like, I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. And Alex and Jason really did not want to make a deal with each other either. I'm not saying that if you didn't see it yet in a way that they didn't trust each other. It was just neither of them could really decide which one wanted to take the HOH. So they were up there for at least a good 10 more minutes of Matt just steaming. Like steam was just coming out of Matt's. He's like, are you serious? You serious? They're serious, Matt. They're serious. Can you shut up? Like, if I was production, I would go, Matt, we're making a television show. You're gonna need to sit the fuck down now, okay? Sit your ass down, okay? Let the people playing play, Matt, okay? Thank you. We got rid of the slip and slide for this, so maybe we want it to go on for more than 10 minutes, okay? Thanks, precious. Okay, go now. Go. Tend to your girlfriend's fake diseases. Alex thought Raven was still up there. Oh, is that what it was? Is that what it was, Becky? Oh, I did not realize that Alex thought that Raven was still up there. Oh, that's pretty funny. Well, she's not all there. Maybe made me mad. Whoa, what? Made me mad that last year when Paul did it too, when he was getting mad they were out so long, says Haiti Lang. Yeah. I don't like when anybody does that. I'm so disappointed that I picked Matt in my trash draft. I had such high hopes, says Jan Solo. You did correct. You did correct, Jan Solo. For a minute she did, but she stayed on after. Regardless, I wanted to see them battle it out. I think everybody wanted to see them battle it out. A little bit. A little bit. I mean, Alex, too, is getting a touch full of herself. The way she's like, I don't want to stand out here. I don't want to be out here for forever. I don't want to be outside. I don't like it. I don't want to be on the hot dog. And you just fall, or I'll just fall, or just make me a deal. I want your guaranteed jury vote. Here's the thing, Alex. If you were really friends with Jason, I don't know why publicly one of your demands would be his jury vote. That's just putting, that's just hurting his game. That's just, you're A, making him into a liar in any other conversation he is going to have with other house guests. And B, why are people going to want to take you to the final two when they know you have a guaranteed vote? Now, granted, sure, I'm pretty sure everyone assumes that Jason is a guaranteed vote for Alex anyway, but I'm also sure people hold on to hope that maybe if they're doing more moves in the game than Alex, that maybe Jason would vote for them. I don't know, but Alex just grates on me a little bit lately. Asking for a jury vote with still 8 people left is a no-no. Do it in a goodbye message, says Lost and Concruise. I agree. Matt on Sean Cody. Look at you, Kara. I agree. Let's make that happen. Bring back cornbread. No. Someone muzzled her with a baby bottle. I mean a bottle of Coke. Yeah, pretty much. Jason scolded Alex this morning for all the yelling. I did. Jason said Jason had great conversation with Alex. There was one thing that they were talking about that I wish I could remember. Here are the 2 things that they were talking about earlier this morning that I do remember. Number 1, Jason was like, so Raven is faking her disease, right, to Alex. And he's like, think about it. Julie never talks to her. She never won any of the things that America could vote for. Zingbot gave her the worst zing. She says she can't eat all these foods one day, but then she eats them the next day. He's like, I don't believe she's sick. And I think America hates her. And Alex is like, I can't disagree with what you're saying. She's like, you make a really good case. It is actually a very good case that you're making right now. So that was definitely very interesting. Jason was on in that conversation. Jason just needs to trust his instinct. Jason, your instincts are right in this whole game. Jason is a classic player that will not win his first go round because he does not trust his instincts. Jason is a great example of a player that, if given a second chance at the game, would know to go with what his gut says, and he would probably win the game. I mean, again, granted, I don't think anybody can win the game when there's a returning player, but if he's the returning player, he's going to follow his gut and 100%. Although, if he did follow his gut, he would be gunning for Paul right now. But Alex does a great job of talking him out of it. Jason's instincts were really off at the beginning of the game, says Amy. Oh, 100%. At the beginning of the game, they were off. And he does do some stupid, moves. Like, he told Kevin that he and Alex were the votes against Matt. So that put a big whammy on Alex's plan of blaming the votes on Kevin. So he basically removed that option from Alex. Like Vanessa always says, you need a reason. It would have been a good reason for Jason or for Alex to justify getting Kevin out by acting like they believed he was that vote against Matt and they couldn't trust him. But Jason ruined it. Jason ruined that one. So, now, as far as noms go, Jason went ahead and he put up Matt and Raven, which I think is a smart move at this point anyway. Now, here's where it's mildly tricky. It's not mildly tricky, but I'm gonna explain it to you like this. Because I couldn't understand at the beginning why Matt and Raven aren't more angry that every other time it's never the both of them. It's always them and somebody else when there's another person that's the third target. So basically, Paul, Alex, Jason are telling Matt and Raven that Kevin is the target. I feel like we need a flowchart. Yes, I know they've both been pawns before, but not technically, not at the same time, right? They weren't both pawns at the same time. It was always one of them and one of Mark and Elena. Right. So they haven't been at the same time. Okay. So they're telling, or Jason and then, you know, by association, Alex and Paul are telling Matt and Raven that Kevin is the target. Now, what Paul is telling Kevin is that Matt and Raven are the target, and they're putting Matt and Raven and lining them up to go against Jason and Alex. So, to Kevin, who is the target at the moment, Paul is acting like, I'm trying to make them fight with each other so you're good. Even if one of them comes down and you end up on the block, they're not going to go after you. They're going to fire at each other, and then you can fill in the spot of the person that goes. You can kind of become that pair, which again is genius gameplay. Well, Kevin is not the target, Matt's the target. I know. I'm saying what he's telling to Kevin. Did I say it wrong? I think I said it right. Did I say it wrong? I might have said it wrong. I know Matt's the target. I meant what Paul was telling to Kevin, that he is having them go against each other so that Kevin isn't upset if he gets put up on the block next to the two of them. I said it right. Okay, I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Okay, I wonder if Matt and Raven just don't care if Kevin wins veto. Well, they're playing for Paul. So, I mean, Paul should just go, thank you. Good job, soldier. Good job, minion. Thanks for getting me a week further. How funny would it be? How funny would it be if Matt right now wins POV, decides to do this chivalrous thing and remove Raven, so then Kevin goes up and then Matt gets voted out? Oh, you know it's gonna happen, right? You know it's going to happen. Matt is going to gun for this POV. His life is on the line. Most of the time, I would say about 70% of the time, when the person whose life is on the line they are playing in the POV, they usually win it most of the time. I think he's gonna win. I mean, Paul is not gonna win. Paul also did it perfectly to Matt and Raven when he was like, so do you guys want me to like gun for the POV? Do you guys want me to like gun for the POV? Like I'll really try and win it? Oh yeah, Paul. Oh yeah, I bet you really want to be in that position, Paul. I bet you really want to be in the position to prove your loyalty to a certain of your 3 sides that you're on. Paul ain't winning this for nothing. I can't wait to see how Paul tries to throw this one. And clearly, if you don't know, you know, we don't know anything for a fact yet, I don't think, but we knew that James was going to be in the house this week. It also makes sense that they did the POV picks last night. So basically, everyone is playing, I think, except Alex, right? Everybody but Alex is playing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 2 people would not have to be playing. Who else is not playing? Alex and Christmas. Oh, obviously Christmas. Duh. Okay, so I forgot what my point was. I got sidetracked. Oh, so they did the picks last night, which means that it was an early POV, which means it's going to be a POV that's going to take a long time. So when you factor in a POV challenge that is going to take a long time, and James, obviously, we're suspecting it's probably hide and go veto. Probably it's going to be hide and go veto, which for some reason Trash Bag James is apparently the spokesperson for. I mean, I guess when you're a trash bag, trashing things makes sense. Like, if anybody was going to be the spokesperson for trashing, it should be James. So that makes sense to me. So he's probably in the house hosting it in some sort of a way. And that's probably what they are playing right now. Where does Caleb fit in, though? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll host the HOH this week or something. I mean, the person that put out the spoilers for it, they've been correct about all of their spoilers thus far. So it would seem odd to me if it doesn't end up happening. Or CBS could have also have said, how did this leak out? Forget it. We're not doing it. So it could be either or. Who cares? Caleb is supposed to be there too. Yeah, we'll see. I never cared. Never cared either way. So I think it's going to be a sad week because it's most likely Matt's last week in the house for me and everyone. If you thought Raven was insufferable, now imagine what she is going to be like without Matt. Matt is like the illness whisperer. Matt absorbs all of the illness talk for us for the most part. Without Matt there, she is going to be ramped anxiety. And all the illnesses are coming out. She's everything. Get ready. The second Matt leaves, the second Matt walks out the door, she is going to fall to the floor and be like, I have a staph infection. My tooth is falling out. I have an impacted wisdom tooth. I have mouth herpes. I have an ingrown hair on my face. My eye socket is loose. My fingernail is ingrown. My kneecap has dislocated. My shoulder is coming out of its eye. Everything. Whatever it takes to get attention is what she's going to do once Matt's gone. Just watch and get ready. Let's just hope CBS switches the feeds for us. She will be glad. What did Destiny say? She will be glued to Paul, which will make his game difficult. Good, Paul, you deserve it. I hope you get glued. Josh will lose his mind. Yeah, Josh has been getting a little snippy with Kevin, too. Oh, you know what did disappoint me about Kevin? All aboard the crazy train, says Linda. Thanks for being a subscriber for 7 months. I heard Kevin last night talking about how he wants to be an actor and how he hopes his time on the show is going to get him an acting job. That was disappointing to hear. And I also just want to say, you really don't have a lot of airtime. I don't think casting directors are watching the feeds. You're barely on the show. He is legit barely on the edited show. I mean, it'll be great to see him on this episode. He's playing in POV, so maybe he's going to have some diary rooms this week. Who knows? Josh and Christmas have major attitudes now that Paul is carrying them to the end. I always feel they've had major attitudes. I've said it before. I've been saying it this whole month, which people don't like. I have really not enjoyed the attitudes of the majority alliance for the most part. I felt that Christmas and Alex and Josh and of course Paul, but mainly more of a Josh and an Alex and a Christmas, have been very condescending to people because they are in power and know they can pretty much do and say whatever they want. So I have not really liked that at all from them so far. Do you like Paul? I love Paul the person. I think Paul the person is super kind and generous and charitable and great to his fans. I think hands down, Paul is playing the best game, better than, always playing. We even saw it in his HOH, in his goodbye message to Mark, when he was like, put a good word in for me with jury. I am sure that Paul downloaded Mark with all the information he once said to Cody and Elena in that jury. Every person that goes into that jury can be a little weapon for Paul. My point is just, Paul is always playing. He is never not playing, and for that, I respect how hard he is gaming at this game. Now, those two things said, do I really wish that Paul would be in jeopardy and somebody would make a move after him so we could see what Paul would actually do if he was in trouble? Yeah. Yeah, I wish somebody would go against Paul. I wish we would actually have a week where Paul was in danger or Paul was sweating. Not just a smooth sailing to the end for Paul. I mean, but again, it's not really a smooth sailing. He is working his ass off in the game 24/7. It's not his fault. These people are dumb. This would be the week for that. Of course it would. Pat plays well, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. I'm starting to get bored from the predictability. Yeah, it's very predictable. I also feel like in past seasons, the DR has, led people in a direction that they want them to go based on their questioning. I don't feel that the DR this season is leading anyone down paths that would make them suspicious of Paul. Like, the DR could very well be asking them questions like, do you not think that Paul is playing all sides? Do you not think that Paul is saying the same exact things to you that he's saying to other people? Like, they could do those lines of questioning, and I don't feel like they are, because every single person in there has such blind loyalty to Paul that no one questions one thing that he says. It's very interesting. I don't get how they all talk about each other. Paul is lying, making final 3 deals with everyone, and no one notices. I'm hoping that this is my one hope for you, Raven. Raven. I know you're insane, so I don't know if you're on some psychic level where you can, like, get my message right now, Raven. But let me try, okay? America does not like you. We are not fans, okay? We're not. However, I have a feeling that the majority of the people that don't like Raven also are not huge fans of Paul and Paul's game. So, Raven, if you wanted to turn it all around, when Matt goes out and you find out that you have been blindsided, that would be your chance, Raven, to win America back. It's very simple. You just need to unload everything that Paul has been saying to you, and also win HOH and put up Paul. Easy. And look, Paul's not stupid. Paul is prepared for that. Paul has put his Paul twist on all of the conversations that he is having with Raven and Matt, going back to Christmas and Josh and Kevin and Alex and Jason. So there really is nothing that Raven's going to be able to say that Paul won't be able to say. Yeah, remember, that was the plan. I told her that because of this. Paul really does a good job of making sure all of his bases are covered no matter what happens. I know, Paul has told him that he's talking to the other sides. 100%. I'm just hoping that, like, Raven will have some bit of information, and I would have to really think about what that piece of information would be, but I am just hoping that there could be something that Raven could say that would make Alex and Jason go, oh, shit, Paul was not supposed to tell them that. Why is Paul telling them that? Like, I'm just hoping that there's one something that Raven is going to be able to say once she gets blindsided about Matt. But we haven't had a blindside in a while, so I'm looking forward to a blindside. Yeah, Dancing says the problem is there isn't that something. Does she know about the 25,000? She doesn't, right? She doesn't know about Kevin's 25,000. Paul will pretend he was blindsided too. Of course he will. Of course he will. You know, I have to say, credit to the Zingbot, though. Normally, I feel the Zingbot usually protects somebody with his zings or exposes somebody's zing with his game. Like, for example, everyone compares this season in some ways to BB15. On BB15, the Zingbot's zing for Andy was very much like, Andy isn't doing a thing in this game. He's literally a ghost. That's solidified in a lot of people's minds that were playing the game, that Andy was not a threat and Andy was not doing anything. I mean, I guess you could say they kind of did that to Jason, and you could say they did it a little bit to, you know, Paul too, by saying you lost your season. Maybe that makes him seem like a little bit less of a threat. The only thing I can think of was trying to get Maven to go after Jason and Alex, but still that won't work. Yeah, probably. Regina says, since Josh hangs on everything the DR tells him, maybe the key is for DR to lead Josh to expose Paul. Yeah, but they're not going to do that. They want Paul in the final 3. You have to remember, Paul was fan favorite last season. Paul, in their eyes, is a reason a majority of the audience is tuning in. They want to keep Paul around as long as possible. It's the same exact thing like when Amazing Race has Big Brother couples on. A Big Brother couple usually never wins Amazing Race, but they're always around into the last episode because they want to make sure that the Big Brother audience is going to stay tuned in until finale night. And it's the same exact thing. They want Paul there to finale night. They want to make sure that all the people that loved Paul last season are going to keep tuning in for Paul. So, I mean, Paul won. Again, I'll say it. I see no way Paul doesn't win. There is no magic bullet to unravel Paul's game. I don't know that there's a magic bullet to unravel Paul's game. Other than and I mean, this will never happen, but I feel like somebody needs to tell Paul, it's not a secret anymore. Let's tell the house. Let's tell the house that we're all together. And I don't even know, like, the whole house would have to agree. The whole house would have to come together and be like, Paul, who are you working with? Right now, Paul, pick a side. And it's never going to happen. That is pretty much the only thing that I think could put Paul's game a little bit in danger. That was the best Christmas zing ever. Christmas's zing was the best zing I've ever heard on Big Brother. The couples need to compare notes. True blue. I think if the couples compared notes, they would see that Paul is working with both sides. Here's the thing that annoys me. Alex, big fan of this show. She's definitely watched several seasons. Josh, big fan of the show, has watched several seasons. Kind of the same thing for Matt. And I think Christmas, too, seems to know a lot. Okay, so if you guys have seen this season before, here is another tip for all of you future Big Brother players. You do not let people play both sides. When you allow anyone to play both sides, you are allowing that person to be safe and you to be the target. I do not understand why Alex allows Paul to go and be the go-between between her and Jason and Matt and Raven and Kevin. You're just allowing Paul to come off as the hero no matter what happens, while you take the fall for everything. And that never works out. And it is why the people that are allowed to play all sides are the people that win. Like an Andy. Like a Derek. If you are allowed by your team to be a bridge to the other teams and always be able to justify anything as, I told you I was talking to them, you knew I was talking to them, then you're always in the clear and free. And the other part of your team will never be. They'll always be the target because you can shit talk them privately. You're protected in all ways. So don't allow, what I'm saying is you do not allow people to play both sides if you're a future Big Brother player. Which is why people like Josh are stupid when he's like, I'm drawing the line in the sand. That's great. Is your line more like a circle that you're putting on yourself? A target? Notice how Paul's not drawing any. Hey, has your role model Paul drawn any lines in the sand publicly? I don't think so, Josh. He has you, his little Josh puppet, doing it. So that you take the heat. L68 says, I can see Josh taking Christmas over Paul at Final 3 if he wins. I really hope so. I hope that that is what happens. Alex continues to tell Jason not to trust anyone and assumes she can't be trusted either. She forgets, though, when it comes to Paul. Oh, 100%. Alex and Jason, when they were talking earlier today, were talking all about how both of them and Paul are the only trustworthy people, and how Alex would never have been able to be kept safe in this game by anybody other than him and Paul, and then vice versa. Jason wouldn't have been able to stay safe by anybody other than Alex and Paul. It's like they all just believe it. And then the same thing. Repeat the same conversation when it's Alex and Josh talking. They think that Paul is the one that can keep them safe and they keep him safe, but like they all just drink the Kool-Aid. None of them care if they lose to Paul. Clearly. I don't even know how to talk to them about that. Like, to be completely honest with you, it's going to be real interesting interviewing these people when they come on the show, because I have to think of the nice way to ask the question, why were you willing to give up your game for Paul? And they really can't even come back with, we thought we were working with Paul. Because no, like, there were clear times in the game for all of these people where they legitimately put their own game on the line to protect Paul. They put Paul's game over their own. And there are like specific examples of it all through the season. So I feel like I need the answer to that, but I have a feeling everyone's going to be super defensive about it. This is going to be very interesting. So the winner to them is whoever is second to Paul. Pretty much, Lisa D. Ginger Snaps. Pretty much. They all want Paul to win. I mean, I want to believe that Matt wants Raven to win over Paul. I want to believe that Alex and Jason want either of them to win over Paul. And I also want to believe that, Christmas and Josh want each other to win over Paul, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that. Eric, you don't have to be nice when you ask the questions. They subjected us to weeks of BB play, so they deserve tough questions. Well, I got news for you. I do have to be nice to them because I want anybody that comes on the show to have a nice, time. Even if it's not somebody that comes on the show that I particularly like, I always feel, even like right now, there are a lot of YR fans that love Jessica. There are some that like Cody. I'm sorry, I'm not having Cody on. But I have people on for the fans, not for me. So my point is I want everyone to have a good time when they come on the show. I think, what does Steffi say? I think Alex and Jason do for sure, and Kevin, Christmas, and Josh would be just as happy for Paul to win as themselves. That's so sad. Jewel says, Paul does not think he is going to win in a conversation with Christmas and Josh. Well, that's ridiculous. Paul knows he's going to win. I think when Paul got through double eviction, Paul pretty much knows he won the game. That was the only time that Paul has been in actual jeopardy this whole season, because he could not control, or production could not control, and he couldn't control. He wouldn't have had time to make a case for himself if people really put him up there. Now, do I think that his relationships it would have taken a lot for that to happen, but I think that was the only chance. I think once Paul remained in the game past double eviction, now there is no question Paul wins this game. And then when you factor in that they kind of stacked that competition to make it so that anybody anti-Paul would not win, or at least there would be a way greater odds for anyone that was Team Paul to win, that kind of made me feel like, well, even production is super wanting Paul to win at this point. So I just think I see no way Paul loses this game. I think they need to do it before Final 5. I think Josh and Christmas will take him to Final 3. I think everyone takes him to Final 3. I think every single person takes him to Final 3. I think Alex is the only one that might clip him at the end if she makes Final 3 with Jason. Yeah, I don't know. Alex really, really seems to be drinking the Paul Kool-Aid. I love Paul. I think he should win, but it would be nice to see some excitement. I agree. Oh, don't get me wrong. At this point, I do agree. As much as I'm saying I really want people to, make things hard for Paul, it would be upsetting if Paul didn't win at this point. You can't say he is not playing the best game, hands down. The fact that he is prepared for every scenario, everything that happens, to always be safe, to always have people going at each other. All Matt and Raven have to do is go and talk to Josh and Alex. They can't even be bothered with that bullshit. The only thing Kevin needs to do is to go start talking to people, and none of these people talk to each other. Yet, Paul has to, be juggling 3 different alliances very well. It would suck how hard he gamed all summer long for him not to win at this point. He has to win out at Final 3 or he loses the game. Meaning you think that there are people that will not bring him to Final 2. I think Paul drags Christmas. You think nobody will take him to Final 2? Okay, Amy, you need to remind me that when we start interviewing people, we want to ask them, would you have taken Paul to Final 2? Granted, after the fact doesn't really matter. I think people change their answers after the fact, but I would still like to hear what people have to say, because I think they would. I think Christmas would. I kind of think Josh would too. I don't think Jason would. I'm torn if Alex would. Matt will be gone. I think Raven would. So it'd be interesting. Jason would bring Alex. Alex would bring Jason. I don't know. Alex is so gung-ho on protect. Right now, if Alex did not trust Paul, right now would be the time for Alex and Jason to make a move and get Paul out. They still would have Kevin on their side. They could easily bring Kevin in, and now they have the numbers. I don't know that Kevin would fall back to Josh. Well, I guess Kevin does have a better relationship with Christmas. Jason is her ride or die, only true final two. All right. If Jason, Paul, and Raven are in the final three, they would take Paul. If Jason, Paul, and Raven are in the... Oh, yeah. So, sure. They talked about cutting Paul at final 4 or 5. I bet. I bet they talked about it. Was that for the edited show? Is that them talking about it when production says, I'm going to need you guys to go have this conversation now so that it's not such a one-sided edit? Just talk about it for like 10 minutes, and so we have something for the edited show. Paul is going to make it through the whole season without being on the block. I hope so. He deserves it. He deserves it. What did Jan Solo say? I don't see Christmas or Josh winning a final 3 comp. Christmas cannot win any of the final 3 comps. It's 2 physical, 1 mental. Christmas can't play in 2 of the final 3 comps, which is why, again, I say anyone is stupid if they don't drag Christmas to the end of this game. It is a guaranteed win for you. A guaranteed win of you getting to pick who you want to sit next to in final 2. If she is in your final 3 block scenario, the other 2 of you are winning. She can't win. She can't play in 2 of the 3 things. She's automatically out. You're literally bringing a non-competitor with you to the end. They're crazy if they don't bring Christmas to the end of the game. Of course Paul knows that. 100% Paul knows that. Her cast is off. It doesn't matter. She still can't compete in physical things. She's in the boot now. Yeah, but it still doesn't matter. She still can't compete. She still can't compete. What's the point? Just Paul and Josh playing the other 2 parts then? Yeah. Yeah, that's the point. Paul and Josh playing the other 2. In other words, instead of you having to compete against 2 other people in the end, you're only competing against 1. So in all honesty, it would be great for Paul to bring a Christmas and a Raven to the end. I think that would be Paul's dream scenario. And here's the thing. I hear the conversations that Paul has, and I call bullshit on them. Paul does a very good job of trying to convince people that last year, his mistake was taking Nicole. And he says he took Nicole not because he thought she didn't do anything in the game, and because he would be okay to lose to her versus losing to James, someone he doesn't like. But he also realizes that that cost him the game. I think this go round, despite the fact that Paul keeps saying, I'm going to take the person who deserves it more, I'm going to take the person who has won more and done more in this game, and someone who I want to see as winner. Bullshit. I think if Paul had his choice, he would bring Raven and Christmas to the final 3, and then it really doesn't matter which one of the 2 he takes. He knows he's going to win. I think if he could have it his way, he does not want to go against a Josh in physical competitions. He does not want to go against a Jason in physical competitions, or even an Alex in physical competitions. He was not okay that he lost. The look on his face showed that he will take Christmas or Josh. Well, we'll see. We will see. No one even needs to play the first two parts because Christmas forfeits them, leaving the other two people in the final comp. That is a great point, Erica. That is a great point. I didn't even think about that. They don't even need to play the first two. That's right, because if there's only two people playing, whoever wins the first one, you advance to 3, and then there's no one to compete in the second one, so then that person advances to 3. Maybe that is kind of what I was saying, but I didn't really think it that much through. Maybe CBS wants that to happen. That is going to save a ton on production costs. They don't have to do a final 3. All they have to do is build a stupid-ass pendulum that I'm pretty sure they have in the back lot. I'm pretty sure the pendulum is back there, swingity-dinging away. You don't think the comp would change? They'd have to. Maybe. But I mean, even still, a Q&A type of a comp is much less to produce. That would suck for us. Well, not sure they care about what we want to see. Christmas gets a free pass to 50K. Yeah, she does. I also heard Christmas... Oh my god. Jason, by the way. Jason and Christmas talking earlier today. And Jason was talking a lot about how attractive he thinks that Christmas is and sexy time with Christmas. It was a little uncomfortable. Now, granted, he was joking and at the end said it was a joke, but while it was going on, I was like, I don't think this is appropriate. It was kind of like, it made me feel weird because, you know, they got more into it. They got into it more. So it's weird. But what I also found interesting was that Christmas was trying to sell to Josh that she's like poor and can't afford a $50 pair of pants. You need to make up your mind. Are you like selling books, CrossFit, guru, trainer? Like, I'm not sure I believe can't afford $50 pair of pants story from Christmas. And like Mark or not like Mark, and I thought Mark went out so graciously on Thursday. I thought he has a love and appreciation for the game that I really appreciated about Mark. Like, I love me some Mark. And I think it speaks to his character that, unlike other people in the game, he never used his family or his life situation into that final speech, which I don't think was him using it in a final speech to garner any sympathy or votes. I think it was really, he knew he was gone and was using that moment to give a shout out to my parents. I just love him. I do just love me some Mark. I think he's wonderful. Human being. Horrible at Big Brother. The worst at Big Brother. But as a human being, oh my god, he is such a... I love him. He's such a good person. Eric will never see good in Christmas. So ironic. Trish G. I completely disagree with you. I loved Christmas the whole beginning of the game. It's only been the last 2 weeks that Christmas has been getting on my nerves. However, I don't by any means not like Christmas. I love a powerful woman like in this game who is like there to play. I think she is so brave being in that house with her injury. I think she's going to have lifetime effects of this decision. I love her. Like, I love a strong, independent woman in the game. I think she's brilliant. What I don't like is she's been a little egotistical and condescending to people, but it's a game. So, like, once the game is over, that part is gone from your... I'm just commenting on how Christmas is acting in the house. When the game is over, I feel like Christmas is going to be one of the people I love the most postseason. But also, I don't like how in the game she talks this big game, but doesn't make any moves. Like, she tries to convince us all that she's going to do these, like, Josh, don't play Paul's game. What do you want? It's your HOH, and you got to do what's there for you, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to use my power the way Paul said. And then you want HOH, and sure, it was your idea of who to put up. It had nothing to do with all the groundwork that Paul laid before that HOH and how everyone knew what the plan was going to be, and then you just followed that plan. I guess technically, since you and Paul didn't have the actual conversation in the HOH room where he physically told you what to do, you told him his plan that he came up with before you won. Hypocrites. Yeah, that's the only thing I really don't like about Christmas, and it's just her game. It's just, that's what I don't like about Christmas's game. Christmas the person, love, love, love her. I think she's going to be a very inspirational person postseason, and I love me some strong women inspirational people. She's a little full of herself. But I think it's the game, though. Like, I don't really hold that against any of these people. Like, the same thing with Josh. I find Josh to be hysterical. I think Josh, hands down, is winning fan favorite. I think Josh is going to be the most fun on social media. I think Josh is going to be great to fans. I think Josh is good at this game. All that being said, annoying AF. His ability to bang a pot and pan and scream meatball makes me want to drive screws under my fingernails. And if you keep acting like you are on this high and mighty righteous platform condemning all the liars below you, where you are wheeling and dealing just as many lies, you drive me insane. But that being said, still one of my favorite people. Still one of my favorite people. Josh's goodbye message to Mark was funny. Yeah, it was. I love how Josh has the ability to be like, you gotta go, Cody. Like, you gotta go. Cody, you trash. You need to go. Oh, we're voting you. Bye, bye, bye. Josh, over the table, walks out the door. 3 seconds later, Josh is like, good game, Cody. Great game. Okay, go see everyone. Oh, I can't wait to see the audience. Bye, Cody. It was great playing with you. Bye. And I'm just like, 3 seconds ago. Crazy. 3 seconds ago, you were in his face. But maybe to Josh's credit, it is a game. And boom, game's over for him. So I love him for that. I love him for that too. I mean, that is a great testament. I feel like a lot of these players say it's game and not personal, but a lot of them are doing and saying a lot of personal things. So it's interesting. Megan and Jessica have made up. Yeah, I saw that. That's great. They all will, I'm sure, in time. I feel like this... I don't see people being friends with Cody postseason. But I have a feeling everyone is going to get along with Jessica postseason. And I mean, I hate to say, I don't see Jessica and Cody lasting. Again, I hate to be the showman's Debbie Downer. But let's be real. When you are two people that met on a reality show, your relationship is not going to last. There are so few exceptions to that rule. Jeff and Jordan, Brendan and Rachel, and we all know how the Brendan and Rachel saga went in the beginning. Skype call anyone? I need to have Brendan and Rachel back on. I think Ika and Dimitri's could be an exception to the rule. But however, they would be the exception to the rule because Ika has played this game before and she understands the post-season world. That is why I think there is a way better chance for an Ika and a Dimitri to work out. Now, Jessica and Cody don't live near each other. That's number one reason why it's not working out. And number two reason why it's not working out, Cody has a kid. I am sorry, there is no way that Jessica, who lives in LA and is Jessica and looks like Jessica at Jessica's age, is going to be like, let me be in a real life committed relationship with this guy, and now I'm also a mom. It's never happening. I get that it is all fun now because the show is on and you being in a showman's probably you think gives you a better chance at Amazing Race or brings you a bigger fandom being a couple. That's great. I get they all milk it for all those reasons. Also, another point to Ike and Dimitri's credit, they don't milk that shit. You know the way the other couples like well, Nicole and Hayden are the ones that are coming to mind right now. Like, you know, like, let's sell calendars. Let's make our own official website. Let's sell jewelry. You know, like, I think couples in Big Brother fandom stay together because they think it's going to get them on other shows as a couple or bring them more fans as a couple. Yeah. Yeah. Jessica has an expensive lifestyle. Cody has nothing and his truck is broke. That's like a country song. Jessica has fine taste. I only have a broken down truck. Oh, by the way, I'm also racist as fuck. Because it's a song, it has to rhyme. P.S. I hate the gays. 0.00001 of the population. Also my IQ. Fucking rock. By the way, watch my mashup show at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB19 if you missed it. Cody is probably underwater right now. I think anybody that crosses Kevin will end up underwater. Go to Kevin's house for Thanksgiving? Let me tell you, if I crossed Kevin in this game, the last place I am going is alone to his house for a meal. Let me tell you how that story ends. You're going to be fitted with some cement shoes. You're probably going to be drugged and or poisoned and thrown into some river. Oh, he's mafia. He is mafia. So I would not step foot near Kevin's house if... I mean, this is a minefield. I mean, no joke. You have, like, Kevin, who I'm pretty sure could have you whacked. You have Raven and Mom, who are on another level. There's chances of you being murdered this season, is what I'm saying. There is Dom, who literally is chilling with God. And if anybody can affect your life, I'm pretty sure it's God. So, like, this is not a season you should be making such huge enemies, is what I'm saying. Most definitely mafia. The Charles River is by his house, says Barbie. Exactly. All right, give me some of your guys's fan questions. I want to because I feel like we've we've been now for over an hour talking more about kind of game theory, but do you guys in the chat room have any specific questions or specific things that you want us to talk about? Nobody wants to eat Raven's food, says Jenny. Correct. Fruit Loop Ingley says Kevin's children have vehemently denied Kevin is associated with the mafia on Twitter, Eric. Oh, I know. Obviously. Because again, I don't think you would say publicly oh, we're in the mafia. I don't think anybody would say that publicly. Plus the voodoo in the house this season, says Linda. And thank you for being a subscriber, Linda. Yes, plus the voodoo in the house. What's the alternative of an X raised to the second power? That's your question? I don't know. 'Cause what would you say Daddy's Mafioso? Right. Do you think Kevin makes it to the final four? Matt goes this week. So let's bring up spoiler sheet for those that are watching live and can't see the side one. Okay, so Matt goes this week. Yeah, I can. I can see Kevin being somebody that needs to fill in a slot for people publicly, whereas Paul has to be a person to fill in a slot for whoever goes from the couples. Paul is more on the down low, and the couples are going to need someone more publicly visible. So I can see Kevin making it to four. I mean, there's a way. Am I saying I think 100%? No, but if you're asking, is there a way? Yeah, I think there's a way. I heard Boston Rob used to be his hitman. Wow, Kelly. Kevin Christmas not getting the same treatment as Christine Cody. Why? Because I don't think it's overly... First of all, I think Christine Cody was also a non-issue, but let's pretend Cody and Christine was an issue. I would say the amount of PDA that Cody and Christine had on a scale of 1 to 10 was like a 6. And even then, a non-issue 6. So that being said, on that same scale, I think the amount of PDA that Christmas and Kevin are having is like a 3. Like, it's so really not even there. Like, I understand why people are saying it, that he sometimes kisses her on the forehead, or she rubs his feet, or they lay in the same bed together. I don't think it is actually an issue. And also because Christmas, well, exactly, Destinies. I mean, I didn't even think I needed to say that. And there's a huge double standard with, CBS. It is always the woman's fault. The woman is always to blame in these shows. The women are usually always the villains. They are always the scapegoats. It's always the woman. Always. You need human touch in that house. Yeah, I think you do. I really think you do. Social media made Christine Cody be brought to light on the show. Not really an issue on social media. That's true too. Lost and Can Cruise. That's true too. Because the married person is a guy, right? 100%. I agree with that. Just like real life, those dirty temptresses. Yes, it's always the woman's fault. I wish I had more women in my life to blame shit on. Why do I have to take responsibility for my own actions in my own life? I wish that is what's... You know what? You want to talk about gay rights and why gay people are oppressed? We're oppressed because we don't have women to blame shit on. Man-man relationship. Who's taking the blame? Neither of us. We have penises. So we have no one to blame shit on. One of us has to take responsibility. So if you want to know what the plight of the gay person actually is, now you know. It's a secret. It's part of our agenda. Most of you wouldn't know it. I probably wasn't supposed to say it. For next season, if you had your dream player picks, who would they be and why? Wow. I feel like that is not something that I can answer off the top of my... I mean, I'm going to try and answer. I'll give you a few people I definitely want to see again. That is something I feel like I would really need to sit down and think about. However, here are people I would love to see play again. Brittany Haynes, obviously one of my most favorite players ever. I would love to watch Danielle Donato play again. Obviously, Vanessa. Amanda. I would love to see Amanda play again. I would love to see Jason play again. I'm kind of good watching Rachel play. I love Rachel in real life. I think Rachel's off being a mom and loving being a mom. I think Rachel is happy and can be a mom now. I don't think we need to watch Rachel play again. I think if it's going to be an all-star season, sure, 100% I see Rachel, but if you're telling me to pick a cast, I think Rachel's good for the moment. I would love to see Eric Stein play again. 100% I would love to see Eric Stein play again. Enzo, that's interesting. Yes, would I want to see Enzo play again? Yes, it depends who he's in there with. Janelle. Keisha. I would want to see Keisha. I would want to see Kalia play again. Oh, I would love to see a Kalia and a Danielle Donato together again. Oh, that would be interesting. Alex, no. No. And that's just me being petty and personal. No. Danielle from OTT, which, by the way, Danielle from OTT will be live here with us Monday night. I forgot to say that at the beginning of the show. God, if you have tuned in, if you have remained watching almost an hour and a half into this show, A, thank you for being a fan. B, sorry I didn't say it for all the people that bailed by now. But yeah, Danielle Over the Top is on the show Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and then in the Patron After Show after that. Chelsea, no. I do not need to see Chelsea play again. I would love to see June play again, but that would never happen. Who do you think they would bring back for OTT 2? Who do I think they would bring back for Over the Top 2? That's a real good question. From this season, I could see a Mark going back. I could definitely see a Josh going back. Josh going back. Josh or Mark, I could see going back for OTT. I could even maybe see Cameron being asked to go back for OTT from this season. That's pretty much it. Maybe Christmas Second Chance. I don't think so. I wish Shelby would play again. I love Shelby. I did love Shelby. I still love Shelby. I still do love Shelby. I would like to see Shelby play again. Cody and Shelby together. That would be kind of funny. Zach. No, I'm good on Zach. Again, I love Zach, but I kind of feel like we know Zach's game. I just feel like we just know Zach's game. We don't need it again. He's going to go in, he's going to burn out super quick and then just be over it and lay in bed and wait to go home. I already seen that game. I'm over it. No, I don't think Jessica. Christmas shouldn't even still be in the house. I agree with you, Dina. I agree with you. I don't think Christmas should still be in the house. I'm good not ever seeing Shelby and her baby Riss and production's help. I loved Shelby in the beginning of the game. I did not, you are reminding me about how she always threatened and complained production. Okay, that part I did not like. And I guess I don't like how she really has nothing to do with fans post-season. Alright, I'm gonna have to rescind Shelby. No, I wouldn't put Shelby on my season. Yeah, sorry. I take it back. I just remembered how, oh, I really liked her on the show, and then everyone painted me out to hate her for some reason, which I still don't understand. Whatever. No. I'm gonna have to pull my Shelby vote. Sorry. Shelby pre-Ball Smashers was good. Anybody pre-Ball Smashers was good. Shelby's busy being a lawyer. True, but you know, you can like... You can interact with fans a little bit, is what I'm saying. You have time to go on Twitter when you want to, like, slam somebody. You could go on Twitter to talk to fans. Yes, Wheatley! Wheatley, for sure. Hi, Mama TTT Amelia. Okay, now, here's what I want to say, because, oh my god, we're like an hour and a half, and it's going to take forever to upload this show. So, chat room, I'm not going anywhere, but for the people watching the show back, I'm wrapping it up now for you guys, and then consider it the live show as an after show in the You Now chat room when I end this. So just another reason you guys should be fans over on yourrealityrecaps.com/YouNow. And if you want to watch any of our shows back, you can get to all of our content from yourrealityrecaps.com/BB19. You can get to our spoilers page. You can watch this show on our spoilers page, our cheat sheets, flashback times, blogs, trash draft. Everything is over there, except for our 24/7 live feed updates. They are over at BB19 live feed on Twitter. And lastly, if you guys want to help support our shows, consider becoming a patron over at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. Like I said, patrons get access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways just for patrons each week, shows, special shows just for patrons each week, and after shows when the house guests come on, like we're having with Danielle this Monday. Of course, you can always do a one-time donation over at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. And don't forget, from now into finale, everyone that fans, so become a fan, it's totally free on You Now, comes and hangs out in the show. The #1 fan at the end is entered to win the signed Golden Power of Veto. So come on down to a live show. Doesn't matter if I'm doing the show, or John's doing the show, or Amy's doing the show. If it is a live show, at the end of the show, whoever's the #1 fan, your name goes on the board, and you can win it. All right, everyone. I will see you guys all on the next show, which tomorrow is Patron show, but maybe I'll go live tomorrow night too. We will have lots to talk about. I will see you guys all later. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.